Constant financial pressure can make every payday feel temporary. Money arrives, bills take most of it, and the remaining balance disappears faster than expected. Without a clear system, debt payments become random and progress feels invisible. But when obligations are broken down into small, consistent weekly actions, the chaos starts to turn into control. Step by step, the pressure begins to ease as structure replaces uncertainty, and each payment moves you closer to financial stability. Today we will talk about Stop the Paycheck Stress Cycle, a simple debt payoff weekly plan. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Why monthly budgeting often fails. Most financial advice focuses on monthly budgeting, but for many people, this approach does not work well. When someone gets paid at the beginning or middle of the month, they often try to plan all their expenses at once. However, life does not operate on a single monthly decision. Spending happens throughout the month, and unexpected costs appear regularly. Because of this, the monthly plan slowly breaks down. People start borrowing from future weeks without realizing it. By the time the third or fourth week arrives, there is little money left, which increases stress and temptation to use credit cards. A weekly plan fixes this problem by creating smaller checkpoints. Instead of asking yourself how to survive the whole month, you focus on managing just 7 days at a time. This makes spending easier to control and prevents large mistakes. Weekly planning also helps you adjust quickly if something unexpected happens. If one week costs a little more, you can rebalance the next week before things get out of control. The key advantage is flexibility and awareness, two things that most monthly budgets fail to provide. 2. Step 1. Calculate your total debt clearly. The first step in breaking the paycheck stress cycle is understanding exactly how much debt you have. Many people avoid calculating the full number because it feels intimidating. But ignoring the number does not make it smaller. Instead, write down every debt you owe along with the interest rate and minimum payment. For example, imagine you have a $3,000 credit card balance, a $2,000 personal loan, and a $1,500 store card. The total is $6,500. Seeing the number written down may feel uncomfortable at first, but it also gives you clarity. Once the number is clear, you can divide it into manageable pieces. Instead of thinking about $6,500, you start thinking about weekly progress. If you aim to pay $200 per week toward your debt, that means about $800 per month. At that rate, you could eliminate the entire balance in around 8 months, depending on interest. Suddenly, the problem becomes measurable and solvable. The purpose of calculating your debt is not to create fear, but to replace uncertainty with a plan you can actually follow. 3. Step 2. Break payments into weekly targets. Once you know the total amount you owe, the next step is turning that number into a weekly payment goal. Weekly targets make debt feel manageable because they focus on small, consistent actions rather than huge monthly payments. For example, if your goal is to pay $800 per month toward debt, that equals about $200 per week. Instead of worrying about the entire monthly amount, you focus only on finding $200 each week. This shift in perspective is powerful. Weekly targets encourage discipline and help you stay consistent. If one week goes slightly off track, you can correct it quickly in the following week. Many people also find that weekly payments reduce interest slightly faster because balances decrease sooner. Some lenders allow extra payments at any time, which means your money starts reducing the principal earlier. The goal is to make debt repayment part of your weekly routine, just like buying groceries or paying transportation costs. When debt payments become a regular weekly habit, the balance begins shrinking steadily without feeling overwhelming. 4. Step 3. Plan your weekly spending limit. After setting your weekly debt payment target, the next step is controlling spending for the remaining money. Start by subtracting fixed expenses such as rent, utilities, and transportation from your monthly income. The amount left becomes your flexible spending money. Divide this number into weekly portions. For example, If you have $800 left after fixed expenses and debt payments, that gives you about $200 per week for groceries, small purchases, and daily life. This weekly limit creates a natural boundary. When you know you only have a certain amount to use each week, you become more mindful about spending. You might delay a purchase or choose a cheaper option because you want your money to last until the next week. This simple awareness dramatically reduces impulsive spending. Over time, the weekly limit becomes a habit, and you stop feeling like money disappears randomly. Instead, every dollar has a clear purpose within your weekly plan. 5. Step 4. Use a weekly debt attack day. One powerful technique for staying consistent is creating a weekly debt attack day. This is a specific day of the week when you review your finances and make your extra debt payment. For example, every Sunday evening, you might check your bank account, review your spending, and send your weekly payment toward your highest interest debt. This ritual creates accountability and structure. Instead of randomly thinking about debt throughout the week, you dedicate a specific time to it. Over time, this weekly review becomes a habit that keeps you focused on your goal. It also helps you notice problems early. If you overspent during the week, you can adjust your plan before the next week begins. Small corrections prevent large financial mistakes. The debt attack day turns your financial progress into a routine. And routines are much easier to maintain than occasional bursts of motivation. 6. Step 5. Find small weekly money boosts. Increasing your weekly debt payment becomes easier when you create small income boosts. The goal is not to completely change your life or work extreme hours. Instead, look for simple opportunities that add a little extra money each week. For example, selling unused items online could generate $50 or $100. Doing small freelance tasks or weekend work might add another $50 weekly. Even saving money by cooking at home instead of ordering food could free up $40 or $50 per week. When these small changes are combined, they can add $100 or more toward your weekly debt payment. That means your $200 target could become $300. Over a year, that difference becomes thousands of dollars. Small improvements applied consistently create powerful financial momentum. 7. Step 6. Automate what you can. Automation removes the temptation to skip payments. If possible, set up automatic weekly transfers toward your debt. When the payment happens automatically, you treat it like any other necessary expense. The money leaves your account before you have a chance to spend it elsewhere. Automation also protects you from late fees and missed due dates. Many people fail to pay off debt quickly because they rely on motivation rather than systems. Motivation fades, but automated systems keep working every week. Even if you feel tired or busy, the payment still happens. Over time, automation turns discipline into a background process rather than a daily struggle. 8. Track weekly progress to stay motivated. Watching your progress is one of the most motivating parts of the journey. Every week, update your total debt balance and track how much it has decreased. Even small changes are encouraging. If your balance drops from $6,500 to $6,250 in 1 week, that progress proves your system is working. Some people create visual trackers or progress charts to see the number shrinking. Others keep a simple notebook where they write down the balance every week. The important part is staying aware of the progress you are making. When you see your debt shrinking consistently, it changes your mindset. Instead of feeling stuck in a financial problem, you start feeling like someone who is actively solving it. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.